Hi, welcome to today's 20-minute abs and core workout. So today's workout is going to consist of 10 exercises that you will perform twice through. We will be performing each one for about 45 seconds and you'll have a 15-second interval between them, and then we will do it again. And with the warm-up and cool down included, it's going to come in at just over 20 minutes. So we're going to get started with the warm-up and then we'll go down to the mat. Let's go. Right, so roll the shoulders. So we're just warming up the waist and the core. A couple more times. Roll them forward. And one more time. Now raise the arms and lower. Just raising and lowering. Now a little bit quicker. This time we're going to take it over to lateral. Couple more times. And last time. Now let's just twist. Now try and follow just with your eyes and nose, just where your fingers are touching, warming up the waist. A couple more times. Arms come up and reach. Just stretching as if you're trying to reach the stars. Few more. Right, we're ready to go down to the mat. So we're going to go down to the mat in just a second and we'll get started with the mat abs exercises. Right, let's go. Okay, so let's get started. Come down onto the mat. We're going to go into one of my good old favourites, toe taps. Imprint the spine into the mat. Knees come to tabletop and tap. So you're tapping your toes alternately on the mat. Draw the navel towards the mat. You could keep the head, neck and shoulders down, or you can bring them up. You could bring them up for a couple and then put it back down again, or keep it up the whole time, just for a bit of additional challenge. Now, importantly, don't let your knees come in any closer to you than just level with your hips. So don't bring them up towards the chest. 3, 2, 1. Place the toes and feet down. And then we're going to take that into a crisscross. So similar motion with the legs, but crisscrossing. So bring the legs to tabletop and we're going to tap, but this time head, neck and shoulders are off the mat and you're twisting opposite shoulder to knee. Now, if you don't like doing it with the taps, you could extend the leg out so that you're getting a crisscross with a fully extended leg rather than just tapping. So keep the knee in line with the hip, don't bring any closer, because we'll be going into a bicycle later. 3, 2, 1. And hug knees into chest. So this next exercise, single leg stretch, you're going to hug one knee into the chest, extend the other leg out in line with the hip, and then you're going to switch. Exhale as you switch. So it's a bit like a bicycling motion, a cycling motion. Now see if you can get your knee coming towards your face, about in line with your cheeks. And then we're going to take this in the next round into the bicycle, incorporating the upper body into that with a rotation. 3, 2, 1. So, hug the knees in. Just let the feet go down for a second. If you want to release the abdominals for a second, just go into a quick bridge and then back down. Start with both knees in towards the chest and we're going to bicycle. So this time, taking the shoulder, opposite shoulder to opposite knee. And unlike the crisscross, this time you're bringing your knee in closer. And it's a cycling motion with the legs. Just a few more. Keep going, you can do it. So focus on your shoulder, going towards the knee rather than elbow. 3, 2, 1. Next exercise is going to be double leg raises. So you can start with them either on the mat or start with them over the hips. I'm going to start with my legs over my hips. If you need to place your hands in a triangle at the base of your spine, then do so. Otherwise, keeping them by the side, but avoid pressing into the mat. So with control, lower the legs and raise. Now, I'm not adding in any kind of little pop, but if you want to, you can bring in a small reverse crunch, like so. There, and just make sure that when you're lowering your legs, that your lower back is still in contact with the mat. It's a controlled movement. 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees into the chest again. So coming up, this time for Russian twist. You could incorporate a light weight into this if you have one handy. If you don't have one handy, don't worry. Now, coming back at 45. Now, you can have your arms in a Cossack position for this. You could have the feet off the ground to make it more challenging. And we're just going to twist. And you're working your obliques. So, if you need to any time, take the legs down. Now you could do this with your arms, of course, like this. I prefer to have my arms in a slight Cossack position for this. Or interlace the fingertips. Aiming to get the elbows towards the mat. We don't actually have to touch the mat. And you're working your obliques, your lower abdominals. 3, 2, 1, and rest. So we're going to go into a flutter. So for this, you can do this with head, neck and shoulders fully down on the mat. You can do it from elbows, or we can do it with the head raised. So showing you with the head, neck and shoulders on the mat to begin with. So taking the legs and fluttering the lower down towards the mat that you flutter, the more you're working your abs. You can take the head up, hold the hands out if you want to, or come up onto elbows. Extend throughout the legs. Just make sure you've got a little gap between your chin and your chest, that you're not hunching. A few more seconds. This is a tough one. 3, 2, 1. So yeah, the higher up that your legs are, the easier that is. The lower down, the harder. Now we're going to come into a plank lunge, which is like a preparation for a Pilates prone leg pull. So come down onto all fours towards the back of your mat. Hands come slightly ahead to the front, and then you're going to use momentum and bring yourself forward and then back down. Now, without returning to the mat, you're just going to lower yourself and then raise. If you want to, you can lower in between and then start again, and then lower down in between, and then start again, or make it one continuous movement. Coming back, and then raising forward. 3, 2, 1, and the last is going to be the prone leg pull. Sorry, second last, not the last, second last. So prone leg pull, you're going to come into a plank position. Now you can do it from the knees if you want. I'll show you from the knees really quickly. And you extend one leg out, take it up and bring it back down, switch and do the same. If we're doing it from a plank position, take the foot out, lift the leg in line with the hip, back down, bring it in and switch. And you can also do this from the elbows if you prefer, if you don't like being up on your wrists. 3, 2, 1. Last is going to be a Spider-Man. So in this, again, in a plank position. Now you can do it from the knees, and it's just bringing the knee towards the outside of the elbow that's on the same side. From an elevated position, you're taking the knee to the outside of the elbow also, but you're staying up in this plank the whole time. So this is quite a challenging exercise, and if it's not one that you enjoy doing from the wrists, then just go down, take it onto the knees. You're also working your shoulders and arms in this. Few more. 3, 2, 1, and there we have a quick 15-second interval. Sorry, not a quick 15-second interval, a quick 50-second interval before we go back into our next set. So we go back into toe taps again. So if you need to get a quick drink, grab a quick drink. I'm going to grab mine, just put it beside me now, and then we go back to toe taps. Okay, so not long left, getting ready to go back to the first exercise, and we're going to do it all over again. Coming down, imprint your spine, legs and tabletop, and tap your toes. Remember your options for your positioning of your head, either on the mat, on and off if you want to do some on, some off, or elevated. And then the next exercise, we'll be turning this into a crisscross, either with toe taps or with the leg fully extended. So I find this length of abs workout a nice length. 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in. A nice length to feel that you've thoroughly challenged your abs without exhausting them. Yeah, so let's take that into a crisscross. Okay, tabletop with the legs again, and you're either tapping and crisscrossing, taking the shoulder to the opposite knee, or you can lower it completely, lowering the leg rather than just tapping out. Here comes the cat. Chances are she'll wonder what I'm doing and want to join in. A few more seconds. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees to the chest. Ah dear. So we're going to go into a single leg stretch. So get ready and hug one knee in towards the chest. Now you can do this one with your head down like so. So if you don't want to take the head off the floor, it would be like this. Or keep it up. And again, you could keep it up some of the time. So up for 2, down for 2, up for 10, down for 10, whatever you want. Exhale as you pull the knee in. Three, 2, 1. Hug both knees in, and then we take that into a bicycle for the next exercise. So similar to crisscross, but your knees coming in towards the chest and you're cycling the legs instead. Let's go. Few more. Keep going. Just a few more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in. And then we're going for the leg raises again. So I'm going to start with both my legs. Just going to stretch out my abs a second in a wee bridge. Starting with them both up over the hips. Now if you want to just lower one leg, you can, one at a time instead. I'm going to lower them both and then raise them and add in a little crunch. It's not a big crunch. It's just a little crunch using engaging my lower abdominals. And bringing the pelvis up and forwards. After this, we have Russian twist again, and then we go back in to plank variations. Three, 2, 1. So, Russian twist. So grab a weight if you need to or want to. So we have Russian twist, then flutter, then into our planks. So I'm going to cross my legs, tilting back. If that feels too much for you, then bring the legs down. Just decrease the size of the twist that you're doing. You know, just take it to a small twist initially, depending on how you're feeling. Three, 2, 1, and then we have flutter before we go on to face the other way in a prone position. So remembering your options for the flutter. If you start at higher up, that's less abdominal engagement. Lower down is more. You can make a little V, a little triangle underneath your lower back if you need to. Coming up here if you want, or out here. And if you are like this, just keep the shoulders down and relax. Extend throughout the legs. A few more. You're doing a good job. Hang in. 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in. Okay, coming forward onto all fours. So we go into that lunge again, the plank lunge. So hands come slightly ahead of your shoulders, and remembering that you're lunging forward, but you can come completely back and then start it as a lunge forward again into a plank, or you can just come back and hold. So hold it here and then lunge forward again, whichever you would rather do. And if you don't really want to do either of these, then you could just hold up, tap the knees down, and then come back up again, or hold it into just a static plank. So a bit of shoulder work here also. 3, 2, 1. Leg pull, so you have your options again. You can do this from the knees, taking one leg out, lifting, lowering and bringing it back in, or we can do it in elevated. So I'm going to go elevated with this. I just need a reason. I just need to know what's on your mind. Tell me what you need. You can call my name, I'll be around. I just need a reason. So this is a tough one, particularly for 45 seconds. No need to take it any higher than hip level. I possibly might have caught myself going too high once or twice. 3, 2, 1. And quick shake out of everything before we go into Spider-Man. So remember your options. You can do this on the knees. You can take the knees to elbows. You can take it back slightly on the knees here, or you can come up into an elevated plank. So aim to get the knee to the outside of the elbow. This is a tough one also. That's why I've put it in at the end. And you're going to feel this in your shoulders as well. So we'll stretch them up a little bit at the end. A few more. Three, 2, 1. And rest. Right. Take it back into child's pose. So coming back, taking your glutes onto your heels and stretching out the arms away from the body in front. You'll feel a nice release in the shoulders because we've been engaging those also. And then we're going to just inhale, exhale, curve the spine, tilting the pelvis towards the rib cage, and release. One more time. And release. And another time. And release. Now we're just going to thread the needle. Look up at the hand. Thread it through underneath the other arm. Take the head and shoulder onto the mat. And relax. And we're just going to keep on going. Other arm comes up. Thread it through under the other hand. And relax. Enjoy the stretch. Coming down, we're just going to lie down and release our obliques. Take the knees into the chest, hug them in, open up the arms wide to the side of the body. Drop the knees towards me and look over the opposite shoulder, looking away. And relax. Bring your knees back into the centre again and then let them drop in the other direction and stare over the other shoulder. And enjoy the stretch. Just close your eyes and relax into it. And bring the knees back in. coming up.
Everybody, come on, yeah.
And that's you. We're finished today's 20-minute abs and core workout. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you liked it, then give it a like and subscribe, and you'll keep getting notified of any other workouts that I'm releasing. So I hope to see you again sometime soon, and whatever you're doing with the rest of the day, have a great day. Thanks. Bye.